case you haven't noticed, with the snow in the background, it's getting extremely cold here in the UK. So I thought it'd be a great time to show you my jacket collection for the fall and winter season, and also try and share with you some great options in different price range. So regardless of your budget, I've got you covered. Now, as much as I love the snow, it's absolutely freezing out here. So let's head back inside for the rest of the video. All right, just to set the scene here, all of the jackets we're going to be talking about today are going to be puffer style jackets, and I'll use the iconic North Face retro jacket as our benchmark. And the reason is because it's ridiculously popular and chances are you might already have one. So let's kick off with the puffer jacket that I was wearing outside, which is the Axel Arigato Observer Puffer. So this is my go-to jacket if I'm in a hurry and need to grab something warm. The main reason why I picked this one up is because I did want something similar to the North Face retro jacket, but the North Face retro jacket has a lot of major flaws, which I'll cover later. Now, this jacket is next level puffy. So I'm just gonna put it on right now and show you guys. It's significantly puffier than a North Face retro jacket, and also the puffiness is very evenly spread across the whole jacket. And if I was to zip this up, I just really like how it wraps around my waist. Now, there are drawstrings here on the left and the right. I can tighten it if I really wanted to. I haven't had the need to do that because it does give a really good seal and it doesn't let any cold air blow into the jacket. It's also got really deep pockets on both the right and the left hand side, and it's also got a pocket on the inside as well. And lastly, it's also environmentally friendly. It's made from 100% reprocessed down and also 100% recycled polyester. And if environmental impact is something that you factor in your purchasing, then this is definitely something worth considering. So in terms of pricing, this jacket retails at £420 on the website, but I snagged this one on sale for around £300. And the good news is it's currently discounted on flannels. So I'll drop a link to the description below. So if you are looking for a sleek puffer with a superior build quality to the North Face retro jacket, then this is definitely a great pickup. Okay, so before we go on to the next item, I just want to say a huge thank you for tuning in. And really, this channel wouldn't be anything without all of your support. So if you enjoyed the video, then I'd really appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe. And it really helps me out massively with knowing what sort of content to do in the future. Now, with that shameless plug out of the way, let's get back to the next item. Okay, next up, let's talk about a budget-friendly option. So this Uniqlo puffer is actually from last year's U collection. It is really similar in design to this year's version, which I have reviewed previously. And personally, I just prefer the hoodless look at the moment. And I think most of the jackets from Uniqlo this year, they actually have a hood on them. I guess it's just down to your personal preference on what you like. So let me put this on and show you guys what it looks like. Now, right off the bat, you can see that it's nowhere near as puffy as the Axel Arigato one, but the puffiness is still relatively well distributed. So whilst it won't keep you as warm as the premium puffers, it's still a solid option if you were to layer up. And as always, Uniqlo just delivers really great value for money. And I do believe right now they've got a lot of sales on at the moment. So as usual, I'll drop a link to the description below on the puffer jackets that they've got available. Now, if you have something that's somewhat in between the Uniqlo jacket and the North Face retro jacket, then I actually think All Saints are doing a really good job with puffer jackets this year. They have the Nova 2-in-1 reversible, which I'm very tempted to pick up. It's just a little bit too similar to the two jackets I've got already. But the aesthetic of this does look really good. And obviously with it being a 2-in-1 reversible jacket, you've got a lot of different options to play around with. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the North Face jacket that I do own. This one here, I don't think they sell anything like this anymore, but I think it's an older version of the Himalayan jacket. Now, from my perspective, what makes this one wearable versus something like this, which is their 3-in-1 jacket, is on the cuffs. So if I show you the cuffs here and I unpeel it, you'll see that it's got Velcro. But on the older jacket, they use buttons. And for the last few years, any North Face jackets, they just put Velcro on absolutely everything. And the problem with Velcro is it just destroys your clothes. And just to give you a reference on what happens when Velcro gets stuck on fabric, it goes like this. So as you can see, it just grabs onto the material and it just wouldn't let go. And once you do pull it apart, a lot of the fabric will just get snagged. So I did used to wear this jacket out quite often, but what I noticed happening was sometimes when this does come undone, Velcro just ends up ripping all of the fabric on the trousers. And unfortunately, if you're paying for a premium jacket like this, I just don't think that's justifiable. And unfortunately, almost every jacket North Face make nowadays, they switch out buttons to Velcro for tightening. Now, if you look online for some older vintage North Face jackets, you can see that a lot of them used to have buttons. But I guess nowadays they're just trying to cut costs and having Velcro and everything. And this isn't actually an exclusive issue with North Face. So if you do find any piece of clothing that use Velcro, especially if it's premium price, I would definitely recommend you to heavily reconsider if it's a risk that you want to take. Now, it's not always going to be freezing in the winter, so sometimes you might not want to wear a big puffy jacket. In that instance, you can go for a lightweight jacket like this one. The construction is quite similar to puff jackets, but these tend to be a lot thinner. So this one here I got from Moncler. Obviously, Moncler have a certain aesthetics that comes with their clothing, but this one is as light as feather, which if you need to, allows you to put on an overcoat on top. Now, I don't think you can buy this one anymore, but they do have a very similar one available on their website, which I'll link in the description below. Obviously, Moncler is quite an expensive brand, so if you want something more affordable, you can consider Gant. I think they've really stepped up this year in terms of what they're offering and also diversifying their audience to a younger demographic. And they have some great color selections for their lightweight jackets. The quilted jacket is just a puff jacket. It's just a broader term for any insulated jacket with a quilted design. And this one here is the Barbour's and Palace collaboration that happened a few years ago. Now, this one is obviously no longer available, but there are plenty of options available on Barbour's website. Personally, I prefer their Chealsea jackets over the wax jacket, but you really can't go wrong with any of their classic designs. And if you're looking for something alternative, then I mentioned these in a previous video, but the Uniqlo and JW Anderson quilted jacket is actually on sale at the moment. It's £59.90 in the UK, and it's also $59.90 in the US, which I think is just a massive steal. If you're on the market for a quilted jacket, then that is an incredible option at a fantastic price. And lastly, most bomber jacket I actually filled with down to give it that puffy look. I bought this Canada Goose and Angel Chen bomber jacket a few years ago, and it's still one of my favorite jackets. Angel Chen was the designer on the first season of Next in Fashion. Don't know if any one of you have watched that before, but she's done a lot of collaboration with different brands, and I just really like the overall design of this jacket. The red color is super sharp and the overall build quality is second to none. Now, obviously this jacket is no longer available. You might be able to find this on secondhand website, but I've been really into Percival clothing recently. I really like the design of their midnight with olive bomber jacket. The color choice is exceptional and it has a really nice quilted padding on the inside and a great silhouette. And they've got a great selection of jackets to choose from on the website, so make sure to check them out. All right, so these are my current puffer style jacket rotations that I'm wearing at the moment, and I think each one of them has its unique vibe, and together I think they cover all of my styling needs if I was to go for a puffy look. But more importantly, what do you think of these? Do you like any of these jackets, or are they all a miss for you? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for watching and hope you enjoy this one, and if you want more of me, I've got another video for you to watch here and here. In case you hadn't noticed, with the snow in the background, it's getting extremely hot.